Hello, everybody. My name is Sean McMahon, and this is the first installment of my book review series here on this channel. I'm going to try to review every single book that I read this year. It's not going to be that many. The goal is one book a month, but hopefully this is what's going to get me back into reading. Hopefully it might inspire some of you to get back into reading or to find just a good book, find something that you are interested in. Either way, I hope that this one today is helpful as we are reviewing the book that I read in January of 2023, The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. So to give a brief overcap, in this world, merchant of fine magical wares Luli al-Nazari and her jinn companion Kadir find themselves swept up into the Sultan's plot for power to go find a hidden magical lamp with one of the all-powerful jinn kings. She is unfortunately accompanied by the Sultan's murderous, jinn-hating, and jinn-killing son, Omar bin Malik, to make sure that she is not just going to run off and escape with the relic all on her own. Our other main character is Mazen bin Malik, the Sultan's other son. Trapped in the castle by the Sultan's orders in order to keep him safe, Mazen goes out in the night, sneaks out in peasant clothes to go and mingle among the crowd and experience the nightlife and to find himself and find who he is. Unfortunately, his older brother Omar discovers his habit and blackmails him into switching places. So Mazen is actually the one accompanying Luli, and Omar is the one that stays behind in the palace. Now, I won't say exactly how this works. There's some magic involved, magical jinn relics that spice up this entire story, and this is just the start. The world Abdullah builds here is straightforward and effective. Jinns, magic, and jinn hunters who want jinn magic. These three axes all work together in a wonderful and deep way that makes sense early and set up the story with a great framework, and also connect and give us deeper meaning as we go on and as we get into the later chapters. All of our POV characters, Luli, Mazen, and Omar's right hand Aisha, who we begin to get a little bit more acquainted to a little farther on into the story, all have unique personalities that make their individual chapters stand out and make you care about these characters and see how much they grow. The plot isn't unfamiliar, but it feels exciting and it is fun. The main character gets blackmailed to work with the royalty, yada yada yada. You've already heard that part. But the main thing here and the main conflicts are that Luli's best friend and partner is Kadir, a jinn. And they are traveling not only with a jinn hunter, Luli believes they're traveling with two jinn hunters and killers. Omar is the best jinn killer in the world, and there's all sorts of conflicts that come into play where humans hate jinns and jinns kind of just want to do their own thing, but Luli has to come to terms with people that she loves and cares about are jinn killers, but her best friend and the person that she spends the most time with is a jinn, the person who has saved her life and that she has been with the longest time, not in a romantic sense, but literally just been partners in business and generally in life with. The morality of these questions and coming up and determining like, hey, who are these people? What are these characters going to stand for? Is the core of this plot. Do these characters actually care about each other? Do they care about being good people? At the end of the day, those are the questions all of these characters have to answer. Aisha has the biggest struggle with it because she is so loyal to Omar and she hates jinns herself, but experiencing who Kadir is and talking with Luli and even talking with Mazen, they all are able to break through her shell and she becomes more connected with them as well. The characters themselves, of course, are all phenomenal. Luli is quick-witted, resourceful, and scrappy, and while she is very much a merchant and not a fighter, she can hold her own and she has strong metal. Prince Mazen, while not as confident or competent in really any way, is brave even in the face of sure death. He might piss his pants doing it, but he is going to make sure that he saves his friends. He is reliable to the end and a bright spot in an otherwise dark world. Aisha as well, as much as we see her steely exterior, we get to watch Luli and Mazen chip away at that shell, and they become truly trusted partners. Not quite found family, at least not yet. The only thing about this book that kind of made me stumble a little bit every now and again was that the author has great, beautiful language, and the characters have deep emotional conversations, and sometimes they'll talk like they just went to therapy and that they learned how to have good communication skills in therapy. And while that's not necessarily a bad thing, these characters very clearly do not know how to handle their emotions well, and so sometimes it felt really out of place for these conversations, which were turning kind of almost toxic a little bit, to all of a sudden have a really healthy demeanor to them, and it just didn't quite fit. It was just a little bit out of place, and it made me have to go, wait, hold on, let me reorient myself and get back into the story. But the plot and the characters and the world all fit together in an otherwise phenomenal way to tell a great adventurous story that is a fun read all throughout. Overall, I give The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah a 9 out of 10. It is a phenomenal book with memorable, lovable characters, a unique world, and unique voice. You should absolutely pick it up the next time you get a chance and give it a read. Until next time, be safe, be smart, make wise decisions, and farewell.